Yo, how we feeling, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we have another fun challenge here on NBA2K20. The challenge that we're going to be doing today is very similar to the one we did just a few days ago on the channel. If you haven't had the chance to see that yet, you should go check it out, where we put the league into a fantasy draft, simulated the first season, and rebuilt the worst team in the NBA. We had 3 seasons to try to rebuild the worst team after the fantasy draft and turn them into the NBA champion. If you haven't seen that video yet, again, make sure you check that out and see if we're able to pull it off. But today we're going to be doing the exact opposite of that challenge. What we're going to be doing is simulating a fantasy draft, simulating one season, and taking the best team in the NBA, so the team that wins the NBA championship, flipping every single player on that team, trading away the entire roster. And this is a 1-year challenge. We're trying to win the very next NBA championship. We're trying to repeat back-to-back with a completely different roster. So let's not waste time. Let's go ahead and hop right into this one. Alright, and before we get too far into this video, I just want to remind you guys to leave a like and subscribe if you do end up enjoying this content today. I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so if you are enjoying the content, it really helps out the channel to let me know by leaving a like and obviously subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content. I've already gone ahead and simulated the draft here, and obviously I wasn't picking for any of the teams. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is just simulate to the end of the first season post-fantasy draft and see which team ends up winning the NBA championship, which team will be ending up taking over. And the difficult part about this challenge is one of these guys here that you see at the top, whether it's Luka or Giannis or one of those guys that you tend to usually see lead a team to the NBA Finals or NBA championship, is going to be on the team that we're taking over, which means we're going to have to trade them away. And it's if you play 2K, you know that it's very difficult to trade any of these guys away, considering it's really hard to match their value. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the end of the season, see who ends up winning the championship and which team we're taking over. Alright, man, here we are at the end of the first season post-fantasy draft. Surprise, surprise, we got this dude, Luka Doncic, never heard of him before, winning the MVP trophy. Not like we see that all the time. Zion Williamson taking home Rookie of the Year, Aaron Gordon 6-man, Kawhi DPOY, Luka also wins Most Improved on the Rockets, that's interesting. And Nate McMillan Coach of the Year for the Pacers, 54 wins, so that's a contender, definitely a team that we might be taking over. We'll have to see who they have on their team. First team, Kyrie making the first team, alright, and Karl Anthony Towns, alright, there we go. Second team, Devin Booker. Okay, so things are looking different for sure. You can see who's leading teams. Andre Drummond makes second team. And third team, Steph, Chris Paul. Just Zion making it in his rookie year with the Heat, putting up 22.5 and 9.5 a game. So, hey, let's take a look. So the Rockets and Luka were obviously the 1 seed in the West, and the Pacers were the 1 seed in the East. I did not mean to click simulate round, I ain't gonna lie. But now we can view box score and see, of course, that Kawhi guy. Larry Markkinen, Rozier. So, all of the teams are pretty, obviously it's post fantasy drafts, all the teams are pretty similar. We're just going to go ahead and simulate through the entire playoffs here, see who ends up taking this one home. The Pacers get eliminated, but the Rockets and Luka Doncic. I mean, Luka's the only player on this team that we know is on here, averaged a 26-point triple-double in the finals and is now 98 overall. So this one's going to be difficult, taking in Luka. I mean, what team's not going to want Luka, but what team's going to be able to give us a decent trade for Luka? It's going to be difficult. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the offseason, switch over to the Rockets, of course, and get started with the real part of this challenge. All right, and here we are now with the roster for the Houston Rockets, and this team, I was just looking over it, is insane. I love this team. Obviously, they got Luka. I mean, we all know how Luka is in real life. We all know how Luka is in 2K simulation. They got Kyle Lowry. That's my guy. I'm a Toronto Raptors fan all the way, so that's my guy, Kyle Lowry, right there. Andrew Wiggins, Canadian, like that too. They got Draymond, Rondé, Frank Kaminsky, Robert Williams. I mean, this team is just really good, in fact. Like, especially for a team that was fantasy drafted, auto fantasy drafted, this team was built really well. I mean, I guess they have a bunch of centers, but they don't have a dominant center, but I guess they don't need that when you got Luka and Kyle Lowry, and I mean, Wiggins is an 85, so yeah, this team's looking really good. And again, I don't know, there's not really any point in us looking at the draft lottery or the draft, because we don't really have anything, and we're going to be trading our draft picks anyway, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and simulate up to free agency and start making trades. I guess we don't have to, we have to trade away every player, but I guess we could theoretically sign people in free agency if that option comes up. But yeah, let's just go ahead and start making some trades. Alright, so here we are in the trade finder, and like I said, if we go ahead and throw Luka, obviously there's not going to be any options for Luka. So for Luka, we're probably going to have to make our own trade, but everybody else is kind of fair game. I mean, Kyle Lowry's got a big contract for 1 year, but like, there's trades for Kyle Lowry. That doesn't mean anything's good. I mean, Mike Conley and Kristaps, that's alright. Just bringing Jamal Murray, a little bit of a downgrade, but he's got a 5-year contract, so we wouldn't have to worry about re-signing him. I guess it's a 1-year challenge. I just remembered it's a 1-year challenge, so that doesn't even matter. Alright, so the first trade that we're going to go ahead and make here is this one. Kyle Lowry for Malcolm Brogdon and Dante Exum for Thaddeus Young. Bring in two guys and get rid of 2 guys. I mean, it's pretty much an easy swap to make. So that's 2 down. I don't know how many players are on the roster, whether it's 14 or 15, but we only need to replace like 14 guys. So the first 2 players on our roster, Malcolm Brogdon and Thaddeus Young. Alright, and the next trade we're going to make, which is fantastically unrealistic, but I'm not going to complain, is this one right here, trading Andrew Wiggins and a 2nd round pick with the Mavericks and get Kemba Walker. We're just going to go ahead and, I mean, there's not even a point in hesitating that one. And we just brought in Malcolm Brogdon. And I know I mean, most point guards get better as shooting guards. Kemba gets up to a 90. Malcolm Brogdon gets better to an 87. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make Malcolm Brogdon, just because he's 6'5" as well. Kemba's just listed as 6 foot. So even though I feel like he's 6'1", but I don't know, I could be crazy. But we're going to make Malcolm Brogdon a shooting guard. Now we've got Kemba and Malcolm Brogdon as our 2 leading guys. We still have to trade Luka. Oh, that's going to suck. But yeah, Kemba Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, and then we have Thaddeus Young as well. So 3 players on our new... Alright, the next trade we're going to make is this one right here. Flip in Draymond and Frank Kaminsky, getting 2 more guys off the roster, and bringing in Rui Hachimura and Miles Bridges. Honestly, I'm just bringing them in because they're 2 young guys that I can probably attach some picks to and flip. So we're going to go ahead and do that, because obviously it's a 1-year challenge. Usually I'd want to keep those guys, but since it's a 1-year challenge, I'm honestly just going to maybe just 1 at a time, but go ahead and attach a pick. I mean, the Rockets do not have a ton of picks, but it's a 1-year challenge. So I'm looking to win right away, so we need high overall players, and honestly it doesn't look like we're getting that, but I'm going to keep shopping these guys around and see what I can do. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip both those guys back and bring in Julius Randle and Devontae Graham. It's honestly just a bit of an upgrade. I know we already have both our guard positions locked down, but now having a solid 6-man off the bench in Devontae, and then bringing us Julius Randle as well, who will be our power forward, and then that just makes Thaddeus Young our backup power forward, because obviously we don't want him starting, so we're going to go ahead and make that trade. Alright, so I just decided that I was going to go ahead and start shopping around Luka Doncic, and I just realized that, especially because his contract is so little, I mean, $8 million is a lot of money, but in NBA terms, an $8 million contract is not that big, so we have to go ahead and trade him for somebody that also has a relatively small contract. And that's going to be really difficult. I mean, I did this. I tried just throwing up Giannis, and obviously that's where I realized that the contract was all messed up. Obviously, they wouldn't make that trade for Giannis anyway. But it's going to be difficult. I think we'll have to grab 2 decent players. Like, we'd have to grab 2 younger guys as well so that the contracts don't mess up too much, or just trade away some of our big contract players first. So maybe waiting to trade Luka was not the move, because it's going to make this more difficult. But I'm just going to keep jumping around and see if there's a team that has 2 solid players that we can bring in. And obviously, I mean, I see this, but like Kyle Lowry is obviously we can't bring him back in, so we have to make sure we're not bringing back players as well. So yeah, this is going to be really difficult, finding a team to make a trade with Luka Doncic where we're not losing out. Jason Tatum. I just saw that and I actually really like what's going on there. Jason Tatum and somebody else. I mean, I could just ask for Gordon Hayward as well, but that's a lot of money. Or Seth Curry. I guess I would want somebody young that has like trade value. Definitely not Frank Ntilikina. No trade value there. Sorry, Frank. Josh Hart. I don't even know if he would have trade value. And Aaron Gordon. I mean, I could just realistically, I could just throw in somebody that has a bad contract. If we did, okay, no, Gordon Hayward's contract is huge, so I can't really do that. But like Aaron Gordon, and then throw in. Let's just look at salary instead. Cedi Osman, I mean, he was on the team before, so we have to trade him, and he's got an $8.75 million contract. And then, I mean, I don't want to trade Thaddeus. You know what? Thaddeus Young, and then not Cedi? No, we have to do both. So we'll go ahead and trade Cedi Osman, Thaddeus Young, and Luka Doncic for Jason Tatum, Aaron Gordon, and then if we just throw in, like, a pick. Jason Tatum is someone we consider untouchable. We're giving you Luka Doncic. Anybody would take that. I love Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum's a killer. But anybody would take that trade for Luka Doncic. You're kidding me, right? I mean, you're not going to want more. Okay, what if we get rid of the picks? I don't care. I just want to bring in somebody. You consider him untouchable. Okay, great. Well, I think what I'll have to do then, and I have to find it right here in Team Intel, we're going to go ahead, going to have to go ahead and see who is selling, right? Nobody's, or rebuilding theoretically, but I guess Paul George. I mean, we can bring in Paul George. It's just a one-year challenge, and Paul George can help us win now. But yeah, we're going to have to see what teams are rebuilding. And like, so this right here, there's likely not a trade that can be made for Nikola Jokic. So we're not going to be able to make a trade for Jokic here, even though the Memphis Grizzlies are considered rebuilding. So it's definitely going to be difficult. We're going to have to see who is rebuilding and doesn't have... Actually, yeah, nobody's selling. There are teams rebuilding. How about this team right here? I guess theoretically bring in DeJounte Murray and DeAndre Ayton, but that's just not enough for Luka. I don't know. This is going to be really difficult to trade Luka and get the value back, but we're going to try our best. I am a massive idiot. I did not mean to click that, and I just went ahead and made the deal with the 76ers. So I just traded away, for your information, I mean, I guess I can just show the clip, but I'm not going to. I traded away Luka Doncic, Thaddeus Young, and Chetty Osman for Paul George. And that is a terrible trade. I did not mean to do that at all. I don't know why I went ahead and clicked. Like, I wasn't trying to click accept. I was just trying to click through it. But now we've got Paul George. I mean, we make him a small forward and he gets one better. So now we got Kemba Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, and Paul George, and Julius Randle. And then Devontae Graham coming off the bench. I mean, I don't hate that, what we've got going on. We can go ahead and, I mean, who else do we have? We only have 3 more players to trade away. Robert Williams, Daniel Gafford, and Chris Clemens, who all are young guys with trade value. So, I mean, that's going to be fine. We can go ahead and turn those into some decent players. We need a starting center and then to fill out the rest of the bench. So we can probably do that with these 3 players and then maybe just sign somebody at the bottom of the bench as well. But that was a bit of a knucklehead trade. We could have got some more picks. We could have got some valuable picks. But instead, we traded away Luka for... I mean, Paul George is cool. Paul George is cool. I like Paul George, but definitely we lost out there. But we'll go ahead and make some more trades, and hopefully things will turn around for the team. All right, and here we are back inside the game after I think my game crashed twice, and we're going to have to load back in here. I mean, I don't think you guys would have missed anything. Probably the team is looking the same. We did the dumb trade for Luka. Did we lose any progress is the question. Not really. We'll have to change Paul George back here, but that's whatever. So yeah, we didn't lose any progress. I was trying for quite a bit to trade these guys, and it doesn't look like... I mean, I might just have to try to make my own trades, but we know that didn't go well the first time. But we'll try to make our own trades and get rid of these guys. But we need to bring in a center, because I wasn't able to find a good center. So we'll keep going through the trade finder for a little bit, and if we can't make anything work, I'm going to try to make my own trades and kind of just live with the consequences of my trades being kind of bad. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so I've been shopping around deals a little bit, and I think what I'm going to have to do is trade Devontae Graham with Robert Williams here to bring in a center and Jared Allen. So I think I'm going to have to start trading away some of the guys that I brought in already, like some of the not-so-good guys that I brought in already, just to be able to get rid of some of the guys that were already on the roster previously, because if we're going to clear the whole roster, I think we're going to have to be attaching some guys if we want to get some value in return. So we're bringing in Jared Allen, and this guy as well, who's just going to be, I mean, a bit of trade value to attach to another trade to bring in somebody else. So, yeah, let's pick up Jared Allen and keep moving. Oh, now this challenge just keeps getting worse and worse. I got the hiccups. Oh, it's going to ruin the video. I'm just going to be hiccuping until the end of the season, but, well, we're just going to have to live with it. So if I hiccup in the middle of talking, I sincerely apologize. There it is, right there. Alright, so here we are going to trade away our last player from the original roster, which is Chris Clemens, and bring in Matt Thomas, who I know will get better if we... Oh, excuse me, hiccup. If we make him a small forward. This really is going to ruin the video, isn't it? I'm just going to be hiccuping the rest of the time. I'm going to try to talk as little as I can. I know that's... Oh my goodness, a wonderfully entertaining YouTube video, but yeah, Matt Thomas, Chris Clemens is gone. I already made a trade off camera, and I'll show you what the roster's looking like, and probably just going to sign a couple people. Okay, I go now. Alright, so instead I'm going to make Matisse Thybulle a small forward. So we got Aaron Holiday, Matisse Thybulle. You didn't see me pick up the... Oh my goodness. You didn't see me pick up these 2 guys right here, Aaron Holiday and Matisse Thybulle, but they're on the team now, coming off the bench. And then we got Matt Thomas, the shooting guard. Alright, and now here we are at free agency, and all we need is a backup power forward and a backup center. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my best to sign... sign the best available power forward and center, and then fill out the rest of the roster, because honestly, it doesn't matter all that much. And if there's only one good guy available, I'll just sign one player and run a 9-man rotation. All right, so we brought in Marvin Williams and Alex Len. Yeah, our bench isn't great, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and simulate through the rest of the offseason and see if we can't make any trades. We're just going to have to rock this team, but we'll see if we can't make any trades going into the season. Alright, and here we are at the start of the season. This is what the team is looking like. We got Kemba Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, Paul George, Julius Randle, and Jarrett Allen. I'm not loving our big man combo, but it is what it is. But I like these three right here. I mean, if our big man combo was a little bit better, I'd feel more confident about this team. But without Luka Doncic, I don't know that this is a championship team. But hey, I like Matisse Thybulle off the bench. He's now an 82 overall. I mean, I don't think this he's not much of a scorer, but I think he's good defensively. I'm not going to lie, I don't watch a ton of the 76ers, so I don't know too much about Matisse Thybulle, but I think he's pretty good defensively, so we're just going to go ahead and rock with that. Yeah, I'll try to see if I can't make some trades to make this team a little bit better. I mean, Matt Thomas and Marvin Williams both got worse, so if I can get improvements for the shooting guard and power forward, I will. And if not, then I'll see you in a second and we'll start simulating the season. But yeah, let's try that. I couldn't tell you why, but the Cavaliers want to make this deal. Instead of Matt Thomas, we get Duncan Robinson, who's 1,000% an improvement, and then instead of Marvin Williams, we get Georges Niang. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. I just think Niang is better. I mean, clearly he's a better overall. So we're just going to go ahead and make that trade. I mean, I still don't like having Georges Niang coming off our bench, but I guess it's going to be what it is, unless for whatever odd reason, we pair Niang and Tony Snell and a second-round pick, and unless for some reason somebody wants to give us a better power forward, which doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Nico Melli? Not really. I mean, sure, he's better. Ooh, Jay Crowder. Yeah, I'd take Jay Crowder. Okay, well, I don't know what he was doing last season. Clearly, he just wasn't playing for the Lakers. You know what? I'll take Jay Crowder any day. I like Jay Crowder. So we're going to bring in Jay Crowder. There you go. Switch it up a little bit. So now the team is looking like Kemba Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, Paul George, Julius Randle, Jarrett Allen, Matisse Thybulle, Alex Len, Duncan Robinson, Aaron Holiday, and Jay Crowder. I don't love it. But I like it enough. And I think this is the best that we're going to get, considering what we're able to do. Honestly, I think messing up that Luka Doncic trade kind of ruined everything. Not everything, but ruined quite a bit, because we definitely could have got a lot more assets for Luka Doncic instead of all we got was Paul George, and we gave up 3 players, one of those being Luka. So yeah, we could have got a lot more. I messed up real bad there, but we're just gonna go ahead and run with this team for the season, and yeah, hopefully, I mean, I'm sure this will be a playoff team, but hopefully a high seed, and hopefully the playoffs treats us well. Hopefully the 2K simulation does not screw us like it has in every single challenge on my channel so far. So I will see you guys at the playoffs. And before we go any further, I just have to go ahead and point out that we traded Luka to the 76ers, and we lost 2 games to them in the course of 6 days. One of those games by 40 points, where Luka dropped 38, 10, and 15 on us. So, yeah, I guess you can tell who won that trade. He's taunting us. There he is, Team Luka for the 76ers. He's taunting us. He's doing it on purpose. They're going to win the championship. The 76ers are going to win the championship. And we're 30 and 19, which is like, that's all right. Paul George is an all-star. No Kemba and no Malcolm Brogdon, who are the other 2, like, you know, all-star caliber players on our team. But yeah, Luka's taunting us. The 76ers are probably going to win the championship. The only positive is that the pure disappointment that is happening right now has taken away my hiccups, seemingly. There are no more hiccups. So hopefully that consists. But yeah. Yeah, he's watching us. All right, well, here we are at the end of the season. And, I mean, firstly, Luka's not MVP. I like that. Secondly, a 50 and 32 record, 50 wins. I'm happy with that, especially because last season I think the best team in the NBA had only 54 wins. So I'm kind of liking what's going on. I'm kind of not upset with this. Daniel Gafford ended up winning Most Improved. I'm pretty sure we traded him away to the Warriors. I don't know who we got back, honestly. Coach of the Year, Brad Stevens. Okay, so Giannis and the Celtics won 60 games. That happened. I mean, Luka was still a first-teamer with Chris Paul, 35-year-old Chris Paul, who went back to the Clippers on the fantasy draft ended up averaging 21 and 11, which is like near the most assists that he's ever averaged in his career. So we're looking at a prime Chris Paul here in the Western Conference on the Clippers. Jokic is a first-teamer again. D'Angelo Russell makes it to the second team. Kristaps Porzingis as well. Kyrie now fell to the third team after I think he was first team last season. Jason Tatum, Pascal Siakam, and Andre Drummond. Wow, I don't know who that is, but Andre Drummond, he made the third team. Wow, we got the first seed in the Western Conference. And the Clippers, who I said we would have to face a prime Chris Paul, didn't even make the NBA playoffs, and he was a first seed, or a first All-NBA first-teamer. And over here in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers with Luka Doncic were a second seed. I mean, we knew that because Boston had the best record. And now Luka and Giannis in the same conference. That's scary. They're probably going to face each other in the conference finals. But we are the number 1 seed in the West. We'll go ahead and update these. I mean, the team's looking exactly the same. People just got a little bit better, which I like to see. Even the worst players on our roster were getting better. Jay Crowder put up 6 points, 3 boards. I'm loving to see it from Jay Crowder. Did Jay Crowder play for the Rockets at one point? It just looked really familiar seeing him in a Rockets jersey, but I guess maybe he didn't. Let's take a look here. Player stats. Kemba led us in scoring with 22 points and only 5 assists. All right, Kemba, but that's because Malcolm Brogdon was grabbing a lot of assists. But Kemba shot 52% from the field, which is great. Paul George then with 19 points a game, 5 boards, 4 assists, and doing his thing on the defensive end, 51% from the field. Malcolm Brogdon put up 13.5, same with Julius Randle. Aaron Holiday was the next scorer on our team, just under 13 points as well, shooting well. Duncan Robinson doing his thing, probably shooting insanely from 3. Well, 44% is pretty dang good. Jared Allen, Alex Len, and then Jay Crowder. And like I said, Matisse Thybulle, not a scorer, but you know what? I would like to believe that he impacted winning. He impacted the team winning, even with just his 5.6 points. But he did have 1.7 steals. So honestly, let's just go ahead and not worry about that anymore. Let's just start simulating. I'm not worried about the Memphis Grizzlies and Nikola Jokic. Maybe I should be because we're only up by 1 game, but we do end up moving on in 6 games. Next up is the Phoenix Suns. Do I want to know who's on Phoenix? Probably. It's probably worth checking. I feel like, oh my God, it's LeBron, isn't it? It's LeBron James. John Wall, LeBron James, Brandon Clark, who's now an 84, RJ's an 82. They got Mo Bamba. So wait, their starting lineup is John Wall, RJ at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Brandon Clark at the 4, and Mo Bamba at the 5. I would assume. And that is exactly what it is. Okay, that team's scary. But honestly, looking at our starting lineup, it kind of matches up well. I mean, Paul George and LeBron, obviously LeBron's got the nod. But our backcourt, Kemba and Malcolm Brogdon, are better than John Wall and RJ Barrett. And then in terms of our big men, Brandon Clark and Julius Randle, similar levels, and Mo Bamba and Jared Allen, similar levels. So I think we definitely have a chance. And we're the 1 seed. So let's go ahead and simulate that one. It didn't work out. We're down 2-0. Oh my goodness. Something I just realized that we didn't even do was the system proficiency. I didn't change that all season. But honestly, that's because the 7 seconds is a 4.5. So, all right, D'Antoni, keep doing your thing. I'm not complaining. But what I do want to do, so Kemba led our team in scoring. I don't think I want to go ahead and change that around. Every time that I've changed this and changed the scoring options, everything always ends up messing up. So all I'm going to do is go down here and take away some minutes. Jay Crowder doesn't need that many minutes. Duncan Robinson is a young guy, doesn't need that many minutes. Alex Len, I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen more than 2 minutes of Alex Len basketball, so he doesn't need that many minutes. Aaron Holiday was balling. We're just going to keep him at like 22, and then Matisse Thybulle can have like 24, and we have 16 minutes to dish out. So Kemba gets 36, Malcolm Brogdon gets 33, Paul George gets 36, and then we'll go that right there, 26 for our big guys. We're just going to go ahead and stick with that. We're going to go ahead and stick with that and hope that we can turn things around. We can't go down 3-0, so we're going to go ahead and simcast this game. We're in Phoenix, but it looks like we're going to come away with the dub, and we do, a 30-point win. Kemba and Aaron Holiday, man, is absolutely balling out. 24 years of age in his 3rd season in the NBA, technically, and he's absolutely balling out in the playoffs for us, which I love to see. Let's go ahead and simcast the next one. Still in Phoenix. Come on, hopefully we can take this. They took both the games in our arena, but now we're down by 11 late in the 3rd quarter, down by 12 in the 4th, down by 10, and we're only down by 5 with 30 seconds left, but I don't think we can pull it off, and we don't. Kemba and Aaron Holiday doing it. Okay, I need to give more minutes to Aaron Holiday. I need to. I don't know Here, Matisse Thybulle, you can hit the bricks. I don't even know how you're doing, but take more minutes and give this guy's our 6-man. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and then we'll give one extra one to Kemba, because Kemba's been balling as well. We got to do it. Aaron Holiday is absolutely balling out. We're giving him 30 minutes. I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. We need to make this, and he's playing well for us. And is it going to pay off? We are down by 6. Now down by 4. It's still a close game. Oh, no. Oh, they ran away with it. Oh, they ran away with it. It's over. It's over. They beat us 34. I mean, it's going to be bigger. 37-20, 39-22. They blew us out in the fourth quarter. And that just ended the game. And ended this challenge as well. Julius Randle decided that he was going to take over because nobody else was playing well. Aaron Holiday, who I gave all this praise, bro, shoot more. He's been absolutely balling out, and all he did was shoot 12 shots. I mean, 12 shots is a good amount of shots, but I gave him 30 minutes. He played 28, put up just 12 points, and 1 for 4 from 3. So it didn't work out. Let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the playoffs. And you know what? The Phoenix Suns brought even a Giannis-led Boston Celtics to 7 games in the NBA Finals. And Luka got eliminated in the second round, too. This video is a W. Luka went out in the second round after that terrible trade that we made. So yeah, this video is a W. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, again, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. I'm just going to be continuing to upload 2K content whenever I can. Hopefully like 1 video every 3 days at best, because obviously we're just getting started here on this channel. But again, yeah, hit the like button and comment down below if you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.